So are you applying for digital marketing jobs and you're not getting the responses that you should be getting? And it's clear that you feel like you're doing everything right, but you feel like you're missing that one thing? Well, in this video, I'm going over the 3 big mistakes that I see a lot of my students do, and I'm here to help you and guide you to getting more interviews, especially when you're applying for jobs. I made some notes here and I put it on a whiteboard. And so I'm gonna be going over majority of these tips here, and let's dive in. And so the first tip is making sure that you're aligned with the job application. And so what that entails is that the keywords, you want to look at the job description and you want to make sure that the keywords that are inside of that job description matches what's on your resume. And especially you want to match the keywords, the tools, the skills that are on the job description so that recruiting person sees your resume, they know that you're a great fit for that job. And so the next thing is within your job description or within your resume, you have your experience title and then you have those bullet points. And so what I see a lot of people do is not only are they just putting random job tasks, but they're not making sure that they're measurable, actionable, and also showing off some things that you accomplished. For example, I've seen a lot of people put like I write ad copy, I optimized campaigns, blah, 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 blah. It's not really giving much of a result, or it's not really talking about something that you achieved. And so, for example, what I would put instead is I split tested ad copy bi-weekly, which resulted in a 30% increase in click-through rate over month over month. Something like that. It just gives more of a tangible and quantitative result, and it also shows that you know what you're doing, and it shows a positive achievement that you've done for that company or for the project that you've done. And so the next thing I want to talk about is making sure that your resume is 1 to 2 pages. We don't want you to be writing a novel of your job experience. We want to keep this to 1 to 2 pages here. And so page 1 could just be your experience, and page 2 could be, this is like a quick hack that I used to do back in the day. Page 2 would just be a list of like people that you worked with in the past, and it'll just be like little blurbs of um, like testimonials of like how they felt or what you did for the company. And I used to take all of my past recent managers and what they said, and I put that on page 2, and it's kind of like my testimonials or my review page. That's a quick little hack that you can steal there. And so if you're still having trouble with your resume, um, I created a 10 digital marketing resume hacks that you can download, and all you have to do is comment hacks down below in the video, and I will send that right over to you. So let's jump into tip number 2 right here. And so it says you're not using LinkedIn. Now, if you're not using LinkedIn, it's like the lifeline of connecting you between the job recruiter, the managing staff, the staff and management for the job that you're applying for. And so what you want to do is connect with the people before you even apply for the job. You want to connect with the people on LinkedIn that is already working at the job. And what do you do from there? Not only are you just connecting, but you want to send a personalized message talking about that you have applied and just showing your interest in applying for the job. Now you can take it a step further and apply and just connect with people that are in the position that you're applying for, and then just have a quick meeting or just a quick chat and see if the culture and how the process and things are set in that company, and if it aligns with you, go ahead and apply. So let's move on to tip number 3, which is this isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. And so applying for jobs and just getting your first job in digital marketing isn't a sprint. And once you do land an interview, I see a lot of my students, like as soon as they get their first interview, they just stop applying for jobs. And I'm like, what are you doing? You'd rather not have the problem of trying to get interviews and one to have the problem of trying to figure out when to schedule interviews throughout the week. So it's best to have tons of interviews lined up than trying to, apply for tons of jobs and not have any interviews lined up. So, like I just said, just keep applying even if you have an interview scheduled. And also, one of my biggest tips, especially after the interview, you want to follow up with the person that you had the interview with. You can easily find their email in like the Zoom invite if it's a Zoom interview, or sometimes they even email you anyway just to remind you that you have an interview with them. And so just email them back and send over a thank you message thanking them for, taking the time out to interview you. And one thing that'll make you stand out even more is if you actually create like a Loom video of you thanking them like over video and send that as an email just as a quick follow-up and thank you. So I know earlier I mentioned about reaching out to recruiters and hiring managers at the jobs that you're applying for. Well, I also created a video that talks about that whole process of how to do that, and also how to get an easy referral from someone that's already working at the job, which is basically the easiest layup and dunk that you can get to getting an interview at any digital marketing job. So make sure you watch this video right here so you'll know exactly how to do that. All right, I'll see you in that video.